People who grew up in the 1970s carry a psychology that feels almost impossible to explain to anyone born after the 2000s. It's a generation shaped by silence, freedom, danger, and a type of childhood that would get almost every parent arrested today. And yet, those years built a mindset that still shows up in how they think, argue, trust, love, and survive. They grew up in a world with almost no supervision. If you disappeared for 5 hours, nobody panicked. You didn't have a phone, you didn't have GPS. You had a bicycle, a few friends, and a promise to be home before dark. And even that rule was flexible. Psychologically, this created something rare today, a natural confidence in navigating life without constant guidance. People from the 70s still have this weird inner voice that says, "I'll figure it out," even when they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. But if you really want to understand the psychology of the 1970s generation, you have to look at what came before them. Most of them were raised by parents who lived through World War II or were born right after it. Imagine growing up with a father or mother who saw real fear, real hunger, real sacrifice. Those parents didn't talk much. They didn't complain. They didn't break down. They survived, and they passed that survival mindset to their kids without even knowing it. This is why people from the 70s matured earlier. Responsibility wasn't something they learned in a course. It was something they breathed at home. You helped with things. You fixed things. You figured things out. If something broke, you didn't replace it, you repaired it. If something went wrong, you didn't panic, you adapted. They didn't grow up with the idea of, "Someone will come help me." The help was you. And here's the part most people forget. The world they lived in forced them to grow a backbone. They saw their parents work long hours without complaining. They saw neighbors support each other without taking photos of it. They saw adults carry the weight of real life, quietly. That kind of environment shapes a child. It teaches you that life is serious, but you can handle it, that problems are normal, that responsibility is not a punishment, it's part of being alive. People raised in the 70s learned to be dependable because they didn't have a choice. And that's why even today they feel older than their age. Not physically, but mentally. Their maturity didn't come from books. It came from watching real life up close, without filters and without distractions. And there's something almost poetic about them. They were the bridge. One foot in the old world where everything was slow, raw, and real. And one foot in the new world where everything is fast, loud, and digital. They carry the memory of a life with no internet, no screens, no noise, but they also witness a generation drowning in it. Maybe that's why talking to someone from that era feels different. They're grounded. They're present. They're not trying to impress you. They're not trying to win some invisible competition. Their confidence comes from their childhood, their struggles, and the responsibilities they took on before they even knew the word responsibility. They're a reminder of something simple. Strength doesn't come from being taught. It comes from being tested. Now, look at this new generation. The ones born after the 2000s. They grew up with phones in their hands before they even learned how to talk properly. Notifications, videos, messages, timelines, their brain has been running at full speed since childhood. And you can see the effect everywhere. They get tired fast, overwhelmed easily, and their attention disappears in seconds. Because their mind is constantly absorbing more information in one day than people in the 70s saw in a whole week. Social media gives them connection, but it also gives them pressure. They compare themselves without even noticing. They feel behind even when they're doing fine. Their brain never fully rests because the phone never stops calling for attention. Even when they're relaxing, they're scrolling, and that isn't rest. This generation is smart, creative, open-minded, but also mentally drained, overstimulated, and emotionally tired in ways older generations never had to face. They're growing up in a world that moves too fast for the human brain, and they're trying to survive it one notification at a time. Now, my question to you is this. Which generation do you think had it harder, and why? And also, tell me, are you from before 1980 or after it? I want to know which generation you're part of. If this made you think different, hit subscribe. We go deeper every day. Don't forget to like the video. It helps more people find messages like this. And if you want to connect with people who think like you, join our Discord community. The link's in the description. Reverse Hub isn't just a channel. It's a mindset.